Okay, let's go. It's just like crazy. Itch. No. Let's see. Let's, turn off Twitch, turn on. Okay, forget it. I'll just do chat. Um, okay. Hi, everyone. Yes, it's me, Barbecue here. Yes, barbecue, not barbecue. Yeah. So, no. 2 years, 4 weeks, 2 days, 9 months, is 2 days, 3 months. Okay, so it must be. Okay, so Josh and Rachel started this shit about puppies. Josh and Ollie took off on it. Josh and Jake took off on it. um, that's who I'm blaming for the Buc-ee's thing in Texas, in Arizona, and all that. So, gotta love the Scotch. I already know about the Scotch, and then drinking the Boston Dry, and they might have drank Miami Dry, but they were. Miami's not as nice as Boston, and I've seen some incidents. Just to let you guys know, the Europeans know that yes, some of the media is not what what we are as a whole. It's only areas, like metropolitan areas. But I gotta say, freaking Inglewood, damn. I'm glad the freaking Crips and Bloods didn't have any disagreements during the cup. I think they came to a ceasefire because of all the people in the freaking area, especially the people who are not used to what's going on in other countries, and just yeah. Yeah, I heard England's stuff got stolen. Well, it might not have been Americans, dear. It might have been someone else. But yeah, whoever had access. Not all Americans are like that. Let's see. Okay, let's go. Oh, Josh Nolly. Yeah. You see, World Cup, World Cup, World Cup, World Cup, World Cup. Wait, the weather's crazy. It ain't even hot. It's just getting hot. Europeans, 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 Europeans. My foodie. Yeah, you can see what I've been watching all this week. Speaking of watching, yeah, yeah, I like to think about Costco. It's funny. Um, what I've been doing, I found out I have a pep scan, and no new growth, so that's great and stuff. But yeah, all you see is like this Europeans' obsession with America. Um, I just came to stream because um, I gotta say something. Okay, I have traveled. I have traveled this country. I have been on the roads. I have seen the kindness of people, and I have seen too much recording. When I was between 9, 8 or 9, and 13, doing those between those years, my family did not stay in one spot. When I was born, my father was in the military. By that age, he was out and looking for work, and he worked many jobs until he found one to settle on. And it took us all over the place. We went from California to Missouri to Washington, back down to California, and I've been going for. I traveled from uh, California to DC and back to to Washington and back to Arizona and back to Texas and back, um, driving people all over the place for my parents or with them, and yeah, I've been driving. uh, it's it's beautiful out there. Yeah, I have some crazy stories. Like in Vegas, me and my mom were driving to Utah. That's another place we've been. Uh, we were driving to Utah for something, and for one of my uh, relatives, um, and as we were driving in Vegas in a torrential downpour, a freaking lightning bolt hit a tree next to us. The tree exploded and set itself on fire. And I just like, damn, that was loud because it is really loud. You're right next to a ignition point. There's going to be a blast. Anyways, um, it's great hearing about the uh, visitors checking out our national parks, our food and stuff. But one person said, "Yeah, our thing, you get it all in the media, in the movies and stuff." And the same thing goes for us. We don't. Some of us have never been to Paris, never seen the Eiffel Tower. Some of us have never been to Italy and seen the Venice's gondolas uh, and the Colosseum and the Leaning Tower of Pisa, or Greece, where uh, the temples of the Greek gods were, and definitely not Turkey, where they have all those uh, free baths and stuff. I have a friend who did go and see all these places, and I know people who've gone to Japan and Korea and all that. My dad, oh, don't get me started on dad. Dad had traveled for work. And I have to say this: the best way to get back at the American government is to make them pay you to go somewhere. The story is he worked for Spa Wars, and he had to go out to a ship off the coast of Spain or Italy because he had to fly into Milan for the to be picked up by a tugboat to take him out to the ship. The whole trip entailed him lugging luggage up the side of a battleship, which ain't fun. You have to lug up. You're holding onto a rope ladder, and you're carrying up a briefcase, which is 60 to 80 pounds. So not only are you lifting your weight with one hand, you're also lifting the additional weight. That takes a lot out of people. But he was sent over because a Henson said their workstation wasn't working. Now, he asked before he went, is the unit plugged in? And the guy goes, yeah, it's plugged in, it's not working. So Dad goes over, gets on a tugboat out to the ship, and climbs up the side of the ship, and he gets in there, he gets everything situated, he gets in there, and it's not plugged in. He plugs it in, runs it through test mode, and it works perfectly fine. He closes everything back up, writes his report, hands it to the captain, sends a copy to the admiral and back to his boss. He waits until another tugboat is scheduled to come by and drop off something or pick him up. Um, all in all, he spent 4 to 5 days there. Um, the United States government spent roughly between 5 and 7 grand to send him over there to plug a machine in. So, as they say in IT, can you turn it on and off? Make sure it's plugged in. But that's off topic. The My health, we there hasn't been any new growth, which is yay me, but it's also okay me. Um, World Cup was rooting for Scotland until they got kicked out. Rooting for America, definitely. Don't want England to win. Uh, yeah, Portugal's probably going to take it because of Messi. Uh, but yeah, there's stories of kindness and other things coming out of the World Cup. A prime minister ran into a couple of guys. It's like they got screwed on their World Cup tickets because people kept finding out that their tickets got canceled. And I think it's a computer glitch, but not too sure. Anyways, they got in, but as they were at the airport bar or restaurant, they they talked to this nice couple by them and said, "Yeah, we were having a horrible time to getting into the matches and stuff." And the guy goes to him, "Choose a date." And the guy goes, "What?" He's the prime minister of one of the countries, and he says, "Pick one of these two dates. I'll fly you back in, and we will have we'll go to a party. Then I'll give you seats at a match." And he's like, "Wow, thank you." And then he tells them he's the prime minister of one of the team cups. It was cool. And they got to go and they got to hobnob with some diplomats and CEOs and millionaires and just have a gay old time, which is one of the great things about the World Cup. You could sit next to a diplomat and not know it, unless you actually study their faces or their clothing. Um, uh, but everyone just enjoys watching the soccer game. Personally, I like watching the fans. The game, my son played soccer when he was a kid, so I wasn't really into it. Uh, yeah, the fans. Watching Mexico and Korea the opening week, and it's like Mexico lost. It's fine. It's fine. But they were freaking tossing the Korean man around. Korea, no, Mexico really loves Korea. I think when, yeah, because I think it was feeding off the vibes of what BTS did down there. It's like on their last night there, Sugar had asked, is there a bigger venue?" Because there was 60 plus fans in the stadium and 60,000 plus in the stadium and 70,000 plus outside, just vibing to the concert, not seeing it, only hearing it. not seeing it, not the showcase, just hearing the music and having a blast. So I think maybe they should try out in the soccer field somewhere. Oh, who knows? Hi. Thank you for watching. We're talking about the World Cup, and I'm more interested in the fans than the uh, games themselves. Um, Yuki duki duki. Where's. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm not getting this. Here we go. Here we go. Anyways, let's pull up. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, oh, excuse me. Okay. Yeah. FIFA World Cup is shocked. So yeah, I'm all about BTS and yeah, here we go. Yeah, they're going on and on about the refills. that would be an interesting gift to give a person. Oh, those are Pokemon. Oh, ZZ Top. Oh, the shirt. Okay, let's go back to YouTube. Let's. Oh, wow. Taste is not great. Whoa. Now, the flyovers. People are choosing stuff. I gotta say this. America, yeah, we're generally nice people. Generally. But if there can be very, some of us can get very, very aggressive. Excuse me. Like if you disrespect our culture, our people, sometimes our government, we lose it. Ooh, Mexico uh, must have won a game or two. Soul food, yes. So soul food. Oh, it comes from the heart. That's the secret ingredients in it. It comes from the heart. Americans best know. The BTS or the World Cup fans are best. Yeah, and Dimple does the North Korea, South Korea reacting to America military and barbecue and stuff like that. And it's like they never thought we our military has one thing: you never leave a man behind. Do not leave a man behind because two reasons. One, that person could be very important to your intelligence agency, the front line, or what have you. Two, the people you would have to tell the people back at base that you left your man behind. You do not do that. Uh, I don't know what movie it was called, but it was a military movie about a guy who got most of his guys out of the of a ambush, and got it back to a medic. And he wasn't a brave man. He was a traumatized man, that's for sure. But what he had in his head was you don't leave someone behind. You do not leave your buddy behind. You do not leave someone in a situation where it will cause them harm. If you can, you get them out of that. And that's basically most of America's uh, proper. I can't say that. Most American hearts feel that. You do not leave someone in a situation they can't handle. You lend a hand if you can, or be there to support them, to cheer them on. That is the American way. You cheer on people, you cheer on your friends, your family, strangers. You cheer them on because you're supporting the person. You're supporting the action. Sometimes it's not a good action, believe me. I don't support like violence. I don't support murder or punishment of a capital punishment in any way. But at some point becomes necessary, and the people who makes those decisions have are always laid with the that is a heavy decision, and that will stay with them for the rest of their lives, that they made this decision. Generals do not just send their people out to a front line and not think about them. The government does not send people out to the front lines without thinking about them. It may seem that way sometimes, but it's not. Every decision has to be weighed, no matter what. The World Cup, that was like, okay, you want us to open our doors to influx, that's fine. We have the areas available, we have logistics and stuff. We just have to warn each city of what's coming into their city limits and to expect uh, heavy crowds, heavy traffic, and to have manpower ready for it. That's just city government. When BTS went to El Paso, which is not usually a high on the places to have concerts, the city only knew a little bit of what was coming, but everyone was watching. Now that the World Cup came in, it's like, okay, BTS was the testing ground. Now here comes the World Cup. We have everything covered. Everything's going to go all right. But I gotta say, some of the officers, some of them have a sense of humor, and some of them don't. Uh, Miami, I know you're standing for law and order, but have a sense of humor about it. Texas, you got a sense of humor. Mexico, mi amigas, ¿qué pasó? Eso, fiesta. They're just having party after party between the Koreans and the Mexicans. I actually like the one where they have cup bridges and taking turns tossing people over them. It is dangerous, but you have like pep people ready to toss, and you actually have people ready to catch. But those they're drunk. But it was fun to watch Scotsman at the beach and stuff. Uh, I'm going to call it a day because I'm not feeling well. I'm tired, and life is really interesting.